Question over the homework. All right. What we're doing today is looking at equations of parabola still. So it's similar to what we've been doing the last 3 days, except the vertex is at the origin. The vertex is going to be the point 0, 0. That is the only difference from what we've done the last few days and what we're doing today. Because the vertex is 0, 0. H and K will be 0. It still follows the same procedure and the same method. Just for these here, H and K is 0. Now the first thing we're going to do is identify the focus vertex, or focus, directrix, and axis of symmetry. We'll also do vertex 2, because it's not that much to add. Now if we look at this here, they give us the equation x is equal to negative 1/4 y squared. So the general form for this is x equals a times y minus k squared plus h. So the first thing we're going to do is find the values of a, h, and k. So what is the value of a for this here? Negative 1/4. What's the value of h? 0. Because there is nothing being added. There is nothing in that spot. So the value of h is 0. What's the value of k? Also 0. We don't have anything in adding or subtracting from y inside parentheses. So k is also 0. Now I didn't ask for the vertex, but we can go on and get it. Vertex is the point h comma k. What is both h and k?
0, 0.
So 0, 0. Focus. Now for x equals, our focus is the point h plus p comma k. Well, k is 0. We haven't found the value of p yet, so we'll leave it for now. Directrix. X equals, so in the general form, x is equal to h minus p. Don't have p yet, but we can go on and finish the axis of symmetry. Y equals k, so y would equal what? What's k? So the axis of symmetry here is y equals 0. So even though the vertex is the point 0, 0, h and k are 0, has anything changed with what we've done so far? Well, no, it's just we have a whole lot of zeros instead of numbers instead of our numbers for h and k. Now the only thing we're missing to finish this out is the value of p. Well, p is equal to 1/4a. So 1/4 times negative 1/4. We can do this in a calculator. 1/4 times. Thank you. Yep, that's going to make a big difference. Yeah. It would have actually given us a value. It just wouldn't be the value we wanted. So the value p is negative 1. So if we come back over here, h plus p. Well, h is, so 0 plus negative 1 is, so the focus is negative 1, 0. Directrix, h minus p, would be 0 minus negative 1. Well, negative 1 is what? 1. So it's plus 1, which is 1, so x equals 1. Questions on this here? Same exact thing, but h and k are both. Yes. That's how we got these other forms here. Really, they just went through and plugged in 0 for h and k. Since they're 0, they go away. We get this here. But we can also treat them the exact same as we've been doing them with hk and a or p and follow the same method. It doesn't change it. So here, y is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. A, h, and k. Well, a is what? 0.5. H is?
0,
K is?
0,
Well, since we're already doing calculations, let's find p. P is 1 over 4 times a, yes? Over 4 times 1 over 4 times 0.5 is 0.5. 0.5 or 1/2, because half of 4 is 2, so we have 1 over 2 or a half. Vertex. Didn't ask for it, but the vertex is still h comma k, which would be 0, 0. Focus. Since it is y equals, not x equals, it's h comma k plus p. Well, h is 0. Our k plus p would be 0 plus 0.5, which is just 0.5, or 0.5. I will take 0.5 or 0.5. Either one works. Directrix. Y equals. It's our y equals k minus p. Well, k is minus 0.5, 0.5 would be negative 0.5. Axis of symmetry, x equals 0, because it's our x equals h. And on the directrix and axis of symmetry, do make sure to put your x equals or y equals. We need it as an equation, not just the number. But yes. Because on the test, especially for these, with what we've done this week when we listed out, each part of that would be worth it, or have credit, or it's either a point or half a point for each part. So leaving off the x equals or y equals will lose points. But also having them does get you points. Questions on this here? What's A? H. K. Well, P is going to be 1 over 4 times negative 1/2, which is negative 1/2. Vertex is the point h comma k, so 0 comma 0. Focus. Now we're talking about x equals h plus p comma k, so the k would be 0. We do need to figure out the h plus p, so that'd be 0 plus negative 1/2, which is negative 1/2. Directrix. X equals h minus p. 0 minus negative 1/2. Negative, negative, make a plus, giving us positive 1/2. axis of symmetry. Y equals k, y equals 0. Questions on this here? Get that later. We feel comfortable with this here. Okay. We're all following. We're good with this here so far? Awesome. We need to see another example of one of these. Now, we feel good with these here? Okay. Write an equation of the parabola from the given equation. Now, they did give us two pieces of information here. They gave us the directrix, which is y is equal to 3. That's the equation, that line. And they did give us the vertex, which here is 0, 0. Now, since we did get the directrix of y equals, our general form is y is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. So I need to find a, h, and k. Well, we can get h and k from the vertex, because our vertex is the point h comma k. Well, h is, k is. Directrix in the general form, y is equal to k minus p. And the reason we need to find p is because if I have the value of p, we can find the value of a. I need to find p to find a to finish this out. Now k is minus p is equal to 3. Okay. What's 0 minus p? Negative p. So now we just need to find the value of p. We can multiply by negative 1, or I can divide by negative 1. Either way, we'll get the same result. Negative 1 times negative p is positive p. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Okay. To find a is 1 over 4 times p. So a is negative 1/12. We all feel comfortable getting there. All right, now we just need to plug this back in. Y is equal to a, so our negative 1/12 times x minus 0 squared plus 0. Plug it in for a, h, and k. Well, what's x minus 0? X, and it's being what? Squared, yes? So I could really write x minus 0 squared as x squared. Do we need the plus 0? So y equals negative 1/12 x squared is the same as our y equals negative 1/12 times x minus 0 squared plus 0. That is the full equation. Again, even though we use the original version and plugging in 0 for h and k, it does simplify down. It still works. Questions on this here? Parabola, they told us the directrix is y equals negative 2.5, so the general form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Vertex is still 0, 0. So h is 0. K is 0. Directrix, general form is k minus p. So for us here, k minus p is negative 2.5. And it really doesn't matter if it's a decimal or fraction. We're just trying to find the value of p. Well, we know k is what? So really, we're just looking at negative p is equal to negative 2.5. At this point, we can multiply or divide by negative 1, telling us p is 2.5. To find a, we're going to do what? 1 over 4 times 2.5. Which is. So our final equation is what? Y is equal to?
0.1x squared.
If I decide to put it in fractional form, 0.1 and 1/10 are the same thing. These are the same equations. I will take either. If you do get a repeating decimal point, prefer it in fractional. But questions on anything we've done so far? Direct 6. X equals 3. Direct 6 x equals, since that's the direct 6, it means our general equations are x equals a times y minus k squared plus h. And our general form for the direct 6 is h minus p. So just with this information given, we know that h minus p is negative 3. But did it tell us the value of h? Yeah. It just included it in the instructions. It just told us that the vertex is 0, 0 for all these here, which means h is 0. I don't know why I just wrote p, but k is also 0. So negative p equals negative 3. P is indeed equal to 3. A is 1 over 4p. So A is 1 over 12. Plug it back in. Yes. How do we feel about this here? Let's look at one with the focus and then we'll move on, because there's not a big difference with focus. It's actually a little bit nicer. As we know that the vertex is still 0, 0, which means h is 0 and k is 0. Still need to find the value of a. Also, we need to figure out which one of the two this is. Yes? So if we look from hk, our vertex, yes, is 0, 0. We're trying to see which one changes. Well, the y didn't change, but the x did. Because our general form for the focus is either h plus p comma k or h comma k plus p. One of those two is going to change. Here it's kind of nice because one of them is not going to be 0. Whichever one's not 0 is the one where the p is located. Since the first value has a number other than 0, we're looking at our x equals a times y minus k squared plus h. Does everybody see why we're using this and not y equals? So our focus is h plus p comma k. Well, k is still 0, but it's telling us that h plus p is negative 2. Well, we know h is what? 0. So that is telling us that p is equal to. Now we need to solve for p, yes? Well, not really. It's already done for us, yes? That's why I said it's nicer than the directrix, because directrix we ended up with negative p equals a number. We have to get p positive. Here, p is already positive. We're done. We just need to find a, which is 1 over 4 p. And really at that point, once you find p, I think for the most part, you're just going to grab a calculator, do 1 over 4 times that number, and get a. And if we plug it in, x is equal to negative 1/8 times y minus 0 squared plus 0, or just x is equal to negative 1/8 y squared. Do you feel comfortable with this here? We all need to see another example of one of these. Yes, and the last one was going to be y equals.